good evening and welcome to Sea Fishing with CJ. But I think you'll probably realise that we're in the Lincolnshire, Yorkshire, Nottinghamshire borders, quite a long way away from the sea. So we're going to do something slightly different tonight. We're going to have a little fish in a pond. Go. So the answer to the burning question is, who is in the caravan today? It's Peter!
Hello folks, how are we? You okay?
Yeah. Oh well.
So what are you doing here?
Well, we're going to go fishing.
Oh right, okay.
I've got my bait. I've got a spinning rod. I've got rather a large hook, but we'll give it a go. So
that hook is okay actually.
yeah, it should be right for carp. It's a carp hook. It is a carp hook. Right, so let's go and have a look and see where we're fishing. Peter's cooking dinner. I'm quite excited waiting for that. So here we go. Nice kind of curvy pond. I don't think it connects to anything. I think it's just been dug out. But I am led to believe there are a lot of little carp in here. So we're just going to float a bit of crust, look at some bits of bread, see if we can't get a bit of a reaction. And then once we get some fish feeding, we'll have, well, there's fish on the surface there already. Don't know what they are, but yeah, we'll have a little play and see what we see. Big splash up there. Big splash up there. So I'm sorry folks, it's not sea fishing, it's puddle fishing, mud puddles. So let's put the camera down there, and we can see him. Yeah, it's all right. There are lots of little fish in here. I paid to fish here tonight. Oh, some big swells over there. Let's just chuck a few little bits of free offerings in, see if we get any reaction to it. The bread, well, the first bit sank, but the rest is sort of floating. Oh, big swell, and it's gone. Oh, it had gone, it's come back again. Ooh. Lots of activity. A bit of bread flake, I think that's what they call it. Ooh, ping. We've got a bubble float on here just to give it a little bit of weight for casting, although I don't know that it's strictly necessary. And put a little bit of flake on here. Ooh, fish took the bread. Sinking in it. Even coming up to peck at the bubble float. That was a fish took the hook then, bread then, wasn't it? Yeah. So I can get a bit of crust to float. Fish on! I've got a clue what type of fish it is. chub. Another fish on. Sit still, you stupid fish. I'm going to get the hook out of your mouth if you won't sit still. There you go. Beauty. Beauty fish. Need to get my disgorger out, don't I? So, 2 little red fins. Two. So we're fishing with a bit of bread flake on a much too large hook on a bubble float. Probably all wrong, but 2 fish, 2 casts so far. Oops, right into the margins over there, a bit too far out. Just drag it this way a little bit. Watch the bubble float go. I think that's probably the bait robbed. Oh. Yeah, robbed the bait. Robbed the bait. Bit flaky, bit crumbly this bread, to be honest. It'd be nice to have a little bit of really doughy white. Here we go again. Another bit of bread on the flake. Oh! Yeah. This bread is a little bit flaky, isn't it?
Put some licky fingered.
All right, yeah.
Squeeze it, and it tends to pinch on a bit better than.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it so it floats.
Yeah, well, you need to pinch it just above the hook.
Yeah. I mean, the last one I caught was the float went diving under. Like that. Ooh, that feels like a better fish. This isn't the sign that I'm going to take up coarse fishing, by the way. To the camera, this isn't the sign that I'm going to take up coarse fishing. Oh, come here, in the net. Are they roach or are they chub? They look like long and thin. Maybe they're hybrid.
Yeah, they're not true common carp.
No, that carp, that's for sure. But I'm just wondering if it's a roach. It's got red fins like a roach, but they're long and thin like a chub.
I think it's a roach, not that big one.
That's why I'm thinking they might be hybrids. That's the biggest one yet. Mm-hmm. And we're going only fishing here because there's a competition in the other lake. She told me after I paid my money. So how would you put your bread on?
You fold it round and then
Pinch it up on the eye of the hook.
at the top.
Yeah. The trouble is, if you fold it round, it just crumbles up.
Yeah, it's probably not the right bread.
Yeah, as I say, normally you'd use sort of doughy white, like sliced.
Cheap bread.
Yeah.
Aldi.
I mean, I went to the bloody co-op because I got us a bottle of wine to have for dinner. So I thought I'd go to the co-op and get something.
No, that's where you normally pinch it. It's just
Yeah.
above there and leave that bit fluffy. Oh, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. You can put the hook on there.
No. Big bit of bread, big bait, big fish.
You'll get from there. Just train the margins. You ain't got to cast out.
Yeah, no, but they're not feeding down here. They're taking the bread further out. And also, I quite like the idea of playing it. They're still there because I can see a big bow wave coming. It's a good practice for mullet fishing, this is. I wonder if they take a fake worm. I wonder if they take a fake worm. I've got some fake rubber worms.
I got a box of bloody. I don't know what the hell I've got in it, baked. It's the right way to put the bread on, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Stopped on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't strike too quickly because you've got to give it a God save the Queen, haven't you? Is it still on? Or has it come off on the cast? I don't know if it's still there. Oh! Oh, that took that on the retrieve. It's like lure fishing.
7 minutes and you'll be your teaser.
Ooh, what are we having? Oh, that's took the hook. Bugger.
It's not much. Don't get too close.
Is it something we can sit at the riverbank and eat?
No.
Sorry? No?
You haven't got to come out.
I might put a fake worm on and a bit of bread round it. Right, we're going to lose the fake worm. I think the fake worm's stopping it working. We'll just put a bread flake on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When you're ready, Chris.
All right, mate. Right, so we're just going to go and have something to eat. That's was fun so far. I've had 3. Not quite sure what type of fish they are. Look like a chub roach hybrid. Whoa, look at that. Is that mine?
Yep.
Wow. I got a bottle of Malbec in the van.
Okay. That's
Thanks very much, Pete. That was absolutely fantastic.
my pleasure.
Yeah, no, really good. Really nice. Why turn the microphones off? No, they're on. Okay, we're going to go back and have last couple of casts into the sunset. See if we can't catch the big one before we go to bed, because I am knackered. I have been, well, I was on the go from 4 o'clock yesterday, got home, had a bath, went to bed, got back up again at 4:30 this morning, and I've driven up here to the wilds of the Midlands, and finishing the evening off, as we know, with a little bit of a fish. So let's position the camera so we can see what's going on. Need to get a bit of bread. I put a longer trace on it. I shortened it after I lost that hook. Well, they're still here. In a vengeance. With a vengeance. Yeah. Whoosh. Big splasheroonie there. Don't know if you're seeing this on the film or not. There we go, just leave that there. Whoa! That was taken with a splash. That was taken with a splash. Right, good spot. Good spot, right in the middle. Whoa! Oh, taken with a wallop, but not taking the hook. There's one big hungry fish in front of me here. Let's have a go there. Oh, fish on! Nice fish, nice fish. Not sure what they are. I think there might be a roach chub hybrid. The bread's come off. Yeah, baby. The bread has gone. feeding voraciously. Get this bread right. As I should be using a doughy white sliced loaf, I think. That's what we should be using. But it's just sinking each time. Better. That's better. It's floating. Come on. Big swell. Big swell. Come on. Sinking down now. I mean, the saving grace is this is healthier bread. Oops, a bit far. That was a big swirl on it then. There we go. Oh, there we go, number 5. Not such a big one this time. You should have a wet cloth to do this. Bread stolen, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, bread's been robbed. Oh. I wasn't until I took up fly fishing that I realised how bad my eyes were getting, because I've been years of fishing great big sort of 8-0 hooks and huge thick lines, and I went fly fishing and went, oh, why can't I see the fly? I can't tie it on. I tried that artificial worm, it didn't seem to work.
No good.
I mean, perhaps if you were patient with it, you'd have got something, but they're on the bread now, aren't they? Big time.
Might even do me fly rod.
Well, yeah, and a bread fly. That would be good. Oh, let's try just there. A bit like sight fishing for trout, you've got to let them turn and swim away. And there's a bit of a gamble, because if the bread isn't really well on the hook, they just steal the bread. That's 8.
You could certainly get a big weight here, couldn't you?
Pardon?
You could
Oh yeah,
certainly get a
yeah. I mean, it's not real fishing, is it? It's like shooting cows in a field, but they look a bit like mullet.
It's the pretend mullet show.
Yeah. They reckon that the fish shock into life if you chuck them back in, because if you lower them in the net, sometimes they just go ooh, and they don't die, they don't recover.
Like John Lockham, he says he just torpedoes them.
Yeah, torpedoes them in. I mean, if you got something up from a great depth and it's got a barometric problems, it's not going to survive. It's had it. I mean, the Australians have like a weight with a special hook thing on it, and you drop them back to the bottom, and then go bump on the bottom, and it releases them, and it obviously their organs that have inflated, the swim bladder that's inflated up is getting crushed back by the water pressure. Weaver, the thing survives, because I would have thought it's done all sorts of internal injuries to it. I mean, I love it when it's on the surface and you see that big splash. Go on. No, let's rob the bait in it. Well, this is a £4 well spent. I'll do this again next week. Get some lugworm. I mean, they must be going off the feed a little bit now, because there's still quite a lot of crust on the surface they're not touching. Be interesting to know what's in here, if there's anything particularly big in here. I mean, when we were...
When you look on Google Earth, this doesn't exist.
No.
It's very, very...
Yeah. I mean, the banks have grown quite well, haven't they?
And to be honest with you, around the pool over there is no trees at all. It's just like a round ditch.
Yeah, but I mean, it's willows. Willows grow so quickly, don't they? I noticed that great big pond that they've dug over there. It seems to be taking an awful long time to fill.
Well, it looks like there's water in it, and then I don't know what there was big vehicles in it.
Oh, right. So maybe they're still doing it.
Still doing it, I think.
Yeah, so they're pumping it out.
Pumping it in.
Because this is all fen land here, isn't it? So it's all reclaimed land. Come on, lovely bit of bread for you. This is when you're mullet fishing. They come and eat every single bit of bread apart from the one where you're hooking. think as the bread becomes more and more liquid, they just suck it off, don't they?
They got a touch in the flakes.
Mm. Well, thanks for dinner, Pete. It was very nice, very much appreciated and well needed. Oh, I was watching my bread and the fish looks like he took a bare hook because my float suddenly disappeared.
On your own, isn't it?
Yeah. No, because when I'm on holidays, I don't catch anything. That's probably one of the best of the night, I think. Right, fish don't wriggle when I get the hook out. I bloody hooked a bass when I was out on Austin Goldsmith boat, and I was lifting it out of the water, and the lure come out of the fish's mouth, went bang into my hand, and the treble went right into my hand, right past the barb. So I wasn't very happy. And just before that, I don't know if I told you, did I tell you the story or not? Just before that, he'd been saying how he'd got some new technique for getting hooks out of people's hands because he'd had to use it on himself the other day. And I went, oh well, you're going to get to use it on me now. And basically what he did is you turn the hook so that it's the hook is sitting on your hand like that. So the shaft of the hook is sitting on your hand, and then you put a bit of line around the actual bend in the hook, and you go 3, 2, bing, and pull it out. I did shelp, but having said that, the alternative would have been going to A&E where they'd cut bloody holes in my hand, and it healed almost instantly. Because if you try and pull it out, just the skin just comes up in a great big balloon. Yep, it did. Want one more to make it double figures. Come on, one more before it's too dark. I've ate all your breakfast, by the way. I hope you didn't want to expect toast tomorrow.
I bought that back from the Fishery.
Oh, did you? I tell your missus to get mother's pride. I mean, why fish would want to eat bread? There's nothing in the natural world that imitates bread in the slightest, is there? It's like a cat's whiskers flies, isn't it? There's nothing in the world that looks like a cat's whisker. And yet on the day, they're actually amazing. Ugh.
I remember as a kid, there was a float that they had. It was a balsa float.
Oh yeah.
And it had like a cross fin at the top, but it glowed in the dark.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In this sort of light, they were absolutely perfect. They were.
Yeah. No, I've had luminous floats, and you can get those little tiny stick things that you snap. Oh!
It took it right out.
I felt the tug. I mean, I felt that through the rod.
Till 7. I was totally knackered.
Oh, yeah. Oh, last week I'd had it. By the weekend, I'd completely had it because I'd done a 8 o'clock till 1 o'clock training course. 8 o'clock at night till 1 o'clock in the morning training course on Monday. What did I do Tuesday? Something that was a long day Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday up here. Back on Friday, ill. And yeah,
It's a lively one.
yeah, it is, isn't it? I mean, I think it's probably the time of the day they're getting lively, aren't they? Oh, I thought he'd spat the hook. Right, it's a barber's hook. It should just come out, and it does. And that is number 10, and I am going to go to bed, I think. Do you want to go, Pete? Yeah, that was fun. I hope I got some clean trousers. Otherwise I'm going to smell like Jack Hargreaves tomorrow.
God, Jack Hargreaves, Jesus, this is amazing.
There's quite a few things of him on YouTube. Obviously people have published them.
The hat and the glasses, isn't it?
Yeah. Say what you will, the countryside is still. I mean, that is kind of what I'd like to emulate as a YouTube channel. Yeah, and I've got the beard. I don't smoke a pipe, obviously. Oh, I don't know how that goes. Come on, fish, have a free feed. So you fatten up so we can get even bigger ones next week. I'm surprised those geese haven't turned up for a bit of free feed. There's a bag in the way, so you can't actually see what's going on. So we've had a good evening, and just giving the fish a bit of a feed with what's left over of the bits of bread that I've started breaking holes in. Whoa! That looked like a brown trout. Well, thanks very much for my dinner, Pete.
No problem.
And what's the name of this place?
It's called Oak Tree Fisheries.
Oak Tree Fisheries, and thank you very much, Oak Tree Fisheries, for a very enjoyable couple of hours down by the puddle. Not a lake, is it? It's not a river. Pond, the pond. And we were catching loads of mullet. Freshwater mullet. I don't know, I think they're hybrids. I'll have to ask them tomorrow what they are. But yeah, but a bit of fun. I'm not going to become a coarse angler, although I wouldn't mind having a nice pike. Might have to go lure fishing for pike. Oh, they're coming back now. Come back on the feed.
You know, I fancy just going up into the highlands and
Poaching. Yeah. It's...
Go on to Google Maps and find out where the various lochs are out
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
A couple of nights.
I don't know that you catch much. Yeah, no, I agree. I'll be up for that.
Just to try and...
Yeah, no, I'll be up for that. And if you camp by a loch, it's this time of the evening, isn't it? As the sun's going down, it's when they come on the feed. Yeah, so thanks very much for watching, and good night all. Boo!